Thailand Tales, Season 3, Episode 1, live from the land of smiles, and I am smiling. Please like and subscribe at 2J aka Squinty. Branded for life. In the early hours of an all-nighter fueled by a concoction of Leo and Thai methamphetamines, I was swiping through Tinder, looking for a physical bang to balance out the mental banging, when I matched with a busty brunette and we started messaging instantly. The province was Rayong, and before long we arranged to meet at a beach, which was only a short motorcycle taxi away, to go for a walk and to see what happens from there. She pulled up in a nice big pickup truck, which impressed me as there was a sense of well-to-do about it. After she got out of the cab, I noticed her looking bigger than she was presented in her pictures online. But that is often what happens on these apps. She was bigger, as in taller and broader, around the shoulder area, especially. I cannot call her fat at all. She was just built big and awkward. Now, in saying that, her bust was all in order, aligning with her impressive profile pictures, and her ass was nice and bubbly, which was also keeping me in the game, so to speak. She later confidently informed me that she had had her tits done a few months prior, hence the reason they looked so good. The straight-talking, intelligent, selfie-taking lady also informed me that I was more than welcome to conduct any and all inspections I wished, which I was delighted to hear. And indeed, over an intoxicated time period of about 6 weeks, I did. It is important for me to mention intoxication in this story, as it played a crucial part in our meetings, and it was the lack of that which terminated us. Let me explain further. As mentioned earlier, I was out of it looking for a bang when I found her, and that's exactly how it proceeded to go for us later that day and many times moving forward. Either I would be out of it on the beer somewhere and text her, or she would be drunk and organize for me to be involved, and we would get steamed up and end up going home together, always waking up naked, laughing, and going on our own way until the next time one of us texts again mildly. We were very rarely interacting sober. She was a nice girl, a tattoo artist, who was in between jobs, staying with her parents for a while, waiting to start a new job in Phuket. Although she was a nice girl, there was just no natural spark between us, at least in my opinion, which would take up 50% of the relationship, so it would be fairly important for me to consider, all things considered. That did not seem to be how she felt about us though, as she would try to be more and more involved in my life, especially after helping me move from the Airbnb I was staying in to the condo I signed a year's lease on. That seemed to instill a sense of importance to me in her, which couldn't have been further from the truth, as the more I encountered her sober, the more I wanted to get rid of her. She had become barely tolerable to me. It was like we had different views on everything, different attitudes towards life, and different interests outside of having sex and getting drunk. I began trying to distance myself from her by avoiding her and not replying to her messages, but she would turn up at my condo with a bottle of tequila and a bag of snacks, and we'd be right back to the abyss we knew so well. Throughout our many drunken escapades, she had promised to give me a tattoo, free of charge, before she left to work in Phuket. And of course, I loved that. If it's free, it's for me. I'll take 3, was my attitude. And I welcomed the idea, but I was never too serious about it, and it was never brought up or attempted to be organized outside of our partying. It was only ever briefly mentioned to my memory, and I never even truly believed it would actually happen. At work, in the English school I worked at, I was striking up a connection with the new teaching assistant and was very keen on her as she was me, which was also a good segue to ending this dead-end thing I had going on with Miss Tattoo's fake tits. So the stage was set in my head, and I decided to break what I thought would be the devastating news to her and end it once and for all. The next time she called to mine, I made it abundantly clear and blunt that I had fallen in love with someone else and I cannot continue to see her. To my surprise, she was quite calm and understanding about it. She said, "That's not to worry. I am only here for a couple of weeks longer anyways. There is nothing serious here. Sabai, sabai," she said, smiling. We sat there in silence, staring at the TV. I was fairly satisfied with the outcome of my announcement and thought to myself that the icing on the cake would be when she would actually leave. Shortly afterwards, she got up, gathering her things to head home. When she said, "Oh, the tattoo I promised you. Let's do it before I go. How about Friday?" I was a little reluctant as I wanted to get rid of her and everything got to do with her, but the temptation of free ink was too much for my adventurous soul. So I came to decide that I could bear her a free tattoo sitting longer. "Yeah, why not? Good idea," I replied. "Let's do it on Friday." She asked me to send her what I wanted to get and where I wanted it placed. I always have tattoo ideas in mind and told her I wanted a Hamza hand on the back of my lower leg, my calf. She said great and asked me to send her a picture. I sent her one I liked, and she even suggested putting a Buddha in the center of it, which I thought was a brilliant idea. I was quite surprised, as it would be more work for her to add a more detailed picture into the already free tattoo, but I just thought maybe she takes pride in her job and wants to showcase her skill and do a good tattoo rather than just an okay one. And she loves tattooing. So we'll leave it there for now, and we will see if you guys can imagine how this could go wrong, because this one went wrong for me. I will return with the next part in a few days. Thanks very much for listening to part 1 of Episode 1, Season 3, Thailand Tales, from the land of smiles, and I am smiling. Subscribe to my channel, please, and thank you for listening. Tuje, aka Squinty. Peace and love.